What's up, ETHBoulder? How y'all doing today? I hope you're having the best day ever. I know Tom and I are. And yeah, very excited to tell you guys about Nounspace and Blankspace. Normally, I try to stay away from just product demos and shilling, but I promise that what I'm shilling today is open source and free, and I think it's going to be something that each of you guys, a lot of you guys are going to be interested in, especially any community members or community builders. So I'm going to talk about Nounspace, which is a platform we've been building for the Nouns community for the better part of 2 years, and Blankspace, which is the next evolution of Nounspace, and something that we just opened up alpha access to a week and a half ago. And we're going to be inviting more communities from the waitlist every day. So if you guys sign up for the waitlist today, we'll get you on there ASAP. All right, but before I talk about Nounspace and Blankspace, I want to pay some homage to the community that inspired and funded this all, NounsDAO. Woo! So, show of hands, who here has heard of NounsDAO before? Awesome, almost everybody. For those that aren't familiar, NounsDAO started as an experiment in DAO governance in 2021. And this is Nouns. Every day, one of these adorable Nouns NFTs is conceived on-chain and auctioned off to the highest bidder, forever. And the proceeds from those auctions go into a treasury. And then these holders of the Nouns NFTs then vote on proposals in DAO governance to allocate the treasury to awesome ideas. And to date, these auctions have generated over $100 million in revenues for the treasury, and the community has funded over $65 million of awesome projects of all shapes and sizes. So Nouns has funded all sorts of awesome ideas to date, everything from schools in Uganda to discovering a new species of frog, to a giant float in the Rose Parade, which Stupid Buddy Studios did a whole documentary about the process, an esports team, tons of artwork, animations, a musical that's being made. As you can see, ideas of all shapes and sizes are encouraged to make a proposal. Obviously, some members have, a desire to fund things that are going to benefit Nouns and give some upside so we can keep funding ideas forever. But Nouns has funded a lot of public goods and charitable causes as well. A couple years ago, Seneca, one of the original Nounders, made a series of proposals to fund 3 teams to build a Nounish Farcaster client. Over 40 different teams submitted applications, and the community voted for their favorite. And a week and a half after being inspired by this proposal to build Nounspace, we had a $100,000 grant and a commitment to the community to build what we had proposed over the next 3 months. A fun fact, I think it's fun at least, is that the idea for Nounspace actually started as a joke. I was at a ATXDAO event talking with a fellow Nouner about these proposals, and had an idea, wait, what if we built MySpace on top of Farcaster? And like me, this Nouner, Brennan, was a huge fan of MySpace back in our teenage years, and it's actually what got him into software development by customizing these profiles. So he really liked the idea and encouraged us to run with it, so posted a thread on Farcaster, and the community got really excited about it, which got us more excited. So I'd been working at Shapeshift since they acquired my last startup, Bitfract, in 2018, and I was just going part-time in my role of head of decentralization for the Fox Foundation. So I was thinking about what to build next, and when my good friend Jesse saw this thread, he's a co-founder of ATXDAO, he reached out and said, dude, let's build this. We locked in, and we started working on the proposal. And over the course of the next week, the idea evolved from like a half joke into a grand vision for a unique product that we were really excited about and felt needed to exist. And long story short, we built it. And it's pretty freaking cool. We delivered everything in this original prop and much, much more, and we've continued building and growing since. Y'all want to see it? Heck yeah. So actually, other than this proposal, which is on a platform that was sunset, sadly, everything I've shown you so far has been on Nounspace. So you've already had a taste. But let's see what else this bad boy can do. So in addition to the content functionality from across the Nouniverse that we showed you earlier, we also have Nouns social feeds. And not only the channel on Farcaster, but also the Nouns account on X and a link to the Discord and Instagram. We also have Nouns documentation and Nounspot, which is a new app built by a community member that catalogs all these IRL Nounish places around the world. And that's just the home page. Previously, all this content functionality was scattered across different websites, and it's now unified in one place. And beyond the homepage, we have a fully functioning Farcaster client with the ability to cast and engage with content, including the growing library of mini apps. We also have a directory that lists all the different Nouns holders with their Farcaster accounts, and we offer fully customizable profiles for each of these members. Community managers can design the default profile for each member, which can include whatever mini apps or content or functionality is relevant to that community. So for Nouns, that could be the Farcaster feed, the noun they hold, and a button to delegate, their governance participation. But most importantly, the community member can customize their profile space further with whatever content and functionality is important to them, and fully customizing the look and the sound to match their own vibes. So here are some like sci-fi novels that I vibe coded and vibe wrote with AI, and you can just read those directly on my profile. But you can put whatever's important to you. We also have custom space types and the ability to add new space types for any uniquely identifiable asset. So like any ENS name, NFT, really any smart contract. So we have token spaces, so space for every token on base with the charts, swaps, live chat that's token gateable, a feed of all the mentions, and proposal spaces. So every proposal to Nouns automatically gets a space that has the proposal, an AI summary, live chat, and the ability to vote and view the activity. And yeah, communities that want to create their own space type can define the default design, and then again, the owner, the deployer of whatever that unique asset is, can then customize it further. And here's what it looks like to customize. So it's super simple. We basically have like a website builder on top of Farcaster. It's also MySpace inspired, so you can do custom backgrounds and music, and then use a growing library of not only these fidgets, which are like little things like text and video, as well as all the mini apps that are, new mini apps are getting launched every day in the Farcaster and base ecosystem. And yeah, it's open source. So you can, one of the cool things is like not only can you add new fidgets, but you can also just build on top of it without changing the code, just by vibe coding one of these little mini apps or websites that you can just embed directly. So that's Nounspace. Now I'm going to talk about what we just launched a week and a half ago, Blankspace. And yeah, the fonts got lost when we transferred it over. But the problem that we're solving with Blankspace is that every community needs a website. And right now, communities' content and functionality is fragmented across a ton of different websites and apps. And few communities have the ability to build a website that actually aggregates all that content and functionality, let alone a mini app. We think that going forward, it's important for communities to not only have a website, but a mini app that can live inside these other apps, whether it's Farcaster or Base or other apps that add mini apps in the future. And not only is it hard to build a website, but it's hard to build an actual platform, even with vibe coding, where your community can actually like log in and engage and have their own profile that they can customize. So we're very excited to announce Blankspace, which is a new type of Launchpad, one for these community platforms, which are essentially white-labeled versions of Nounspace that the communities can deploy easily and permissionlessly. This is the waitlist that's live right now, and if you guys sign up for the waitlist, we're actively inviting people. And here is a sneak peek of what you'll see once you get access. This is how easy it is to launch a space system. So first, you can configure your community's domain. And if you don't have a custom domain, we'll give you a free Blankspace subdomain. Then you just add your logo. Right now I'm doing NARS, a fork of Nouns for the skateboarding community. We'll auto-generate this meta description that shows up in search results, but you can customize it. Similarly, this is a mini app as well that's getting deployed. So we auto-generate the tags, but you can customize those. Then you can just do a few branding colors. So background color, here I'm going to grab the logo color for the cast button. And then for the font, we're going to choose Laundrina, which is one of the Nounish fonts. And then we'll make the font color white so that it looks good on the background. Then you add a thumbnail image, and we'll help you crop it. This is what will show up when you share a link to your platform on social media. And then this step is for pre-populating. So all these things are optional, but if your community already has a website or a Farcaster channel, you can plug these things in, and then when your space gets deployed in a moment, we're going to automatically populate some of the different pages and stuff using this information so that your space system is useful out of the box. If your community already has tokens, you can connect those tokens, both ERC20s and NFTs. And one of the things we do here is not only use these tokens to token gate the AI-powered functionality in the app, like vibe customizing or generating and enhancing casts, but also we're going to generate a directory of all of your members so that as soon as your space system's deployed, we already have all of your members in a directory. So you preview your space, make sure it looks good, sign a message, which is free, and your space will get deployed. It's literally that easy for your community to have a new homepage and hub. Behind the scenes right now, we're doing things like looking up all of the holders of your tokens on chain and then associating that with their Farcaster account, also grabbing other data from ENS so that we can really give them a rich profile. and setting up the domain, and literally it's live like that. And you can see out of the box, we've already got the home page, we've got the social channels, and the directory of these members. And that's 1 minute. Any community can have that. Further, the community managers can customize this. So because I deployed this, I'm going to log in, and then I'll have the ability to further customize this inside the app. And the same tools that are available for community managers to customize their space system are available to the members to customize their own profile. So now you can see there's a customize button in the top. You can customize these spaces and their tabs. And you can even add new spaces to the nav. So here I'm going to add a docs page, and then I'm going to drop in a web embed fidget, and I'll drop in just the URL to NAR's documentation website. You actually have to get the right URL, which I have over here. And yeah, something that was previously fragmented and separate and would have been difficult, taking some coding knowledge or some time to embed on the homepage is now part of this community hub. And that's just an example. As you can see, really the possibilities are endless here. You can do pretty much anything you can imagine. If you can't do it yet, then you can make a pull request to add that. All right. So far, just in the past week and a half of inviting some friendly communities, we've had some awesome space systems deployed. One that's here today is NounsBuild. They are awesome. They enable anyone to deploy a Nounish DAO in just a few minutes. They deploy all the different smart contracts. And what's cool about these NounsDAO contracts is that it's fully on-chain. So you can have DAO governance and a Treasury and token memberships out of the box that are fully on-chain and decentralized. And now, with Blankspace, each of these communities can have their own hub right out of the box as well. NounsBuild gave them a page, but it wasn't customizable, and it was part of their platform. Now communities can have their own fully customizable platform. We've also got NarsDAO, which I gave a little demo of earlier. Clankerspace, a space system for the entire Clanker ecosystem. The Zabal community, who's here today as well with Zal. We just did multiple.space, a space system for these OpenClaw agents, and SkateHive, a community just for skateboarders. And hopefully we'll see some of y'all's communities up there soon. Another thing we're very interested in is not only enabling communities to connect their existing token, but also launch a token that's natively integrated with their space system. We think this can be a great revenue opportunity for these communities, and we want to help these communities basically add real utility to their token, which you get out of the box with token-gated functionality in your app. We think, yeah, a lot of these community tokens are just meme coins, and if we can help these communities add more utility, that can be a great revenue opportunity, both for these communities and for Blankspace in a way that doesn't cost the communities anything. Another thing that we have a proof of concept working for right now is an agent launchpad. So I haven't talked much about Nounspace Tom, but many of y'all might have already met him. He's got more followers than me. He's very active on social. And Tom is pretty amazing. He's been the biggest driver of Nounspace's growth so far. Because he's just a 24/7 ambassador for the community. He's awesome. We've spent a lot of time refining and fine-tuning Tom and contributing back to the ELIZA ecosystem. And yeah, we just now, over the past week and a half, as Shaw mentioned, OpenClaw came out, and it's enabled these agents to do all sorts of incredible things. So we deployed through this proof of concept Tom in the cloud on OpenClaw, and it was just so cool how in a few minutes we could teach him to, just by talking to him, tell him to get a wallet and start voting autonomously on the Nouns proposals, which we had previously done manually, and casting about it every time. It's so amazing that you can configure these agents just by talking to it. And we think every community should have one of these agents that can not only be an ambassador, but as these tools get better, start doing a growing number of things that otherwise humans would have to do. So the next steps for us, we're going to be inviting communities from the waitlist. We're hoping to secure some more grant funding. And the real goal with that grant funding is not only going to be to continue maintaining and improving the Blankspace ecosystem, but to really decentralize it so that this can live forever as an open source public good that can be like a core Lego in Ethereum and isn't dependent on the team to continue building. But yeah, so a lot's changed in the past week and a half since this talk was scheduled. Not only has Farcaster the protocol been sold to Nanar, and the future of Farcaster is kind of up in the air, hoping for the best there. But the AI ecosystem has changed radically in the past couple weeks, and both my co-founder and I had these new opportunities materialize to take on full-time roles with some awesome projects. So we're still going to keep maintaining and Blankspace, and we want to find out ways to, we have the team in Brazil that's interested to continue working on it full time. So our hope is to basically get some funding from Nouns to decentralize it and to keep building this out so they can continue contributing to it. But the future of Blankspace is up in the air, and we're very open to different ideas. Like the main thing that we want to see is that this lives on. And yeah, we're not trying to get any more upside. It would be awesome if this could produce some recurring revenue for the Nouns community and Treasury, but very open to different options for how to continue improving and growing Blankspace from here. But it works, and it's powerful, and already can do a lot of things, and you can build on top of it. So my new role, I'll tell you guys about, is I'm head of product at Venice as of this past week. If you guys haven't heard of Venice, it's an awesome platform. It's like OpenAI, but it's private, and not only can you get anonymized access to like the OpenAI and Anthropic models, but fully private access to open source models, including fully uncensored models. Venice also has an API, so it actually powers a lot of the AI functionality in Blankspace, powers Nounspace Tom, and they have some very cool tokenomics where you can basically buy or mint DM with VVV, and each DM gives you $1 of inference forever. So a really cool way where you can, instead of paying a monthly subscription, you can accumulate some DM and basically power AI functionality with that DM in perpetuity. So thank you all so much, especially for the patience during those technical difficulties. I encourage everyone to join a Nounish community. There's a few here, on-chain creators, Nouns build. I will say the Nouns ecosystem is kind of in an interesting place right now, somewhat captured. But the community, there's still a lot of awesome community members. We're still funding some ideas. Humpty reminded me yesterday that Nouns has been captured a few times before and has prevailed. So, we're still here, we're still building. But there's also a lot of other awesome Nouns communities, and you can launch your own on nouns.build. Also, everyone can come customize their space on nounspace.com today. And if you sign up for the Blankspace waitlist, we're going to be inviting more and more communities each day. Awesome. Thank you all so much. Hope you have the best day ever. Come tie-dye with us at 3 p.m. in the Boulder Park before the after party. We're going to be tie-dyeing swag. Totally. And we're not necessarily trying to like replace Discord. I think Discord's an awesome tool. I think it'd be very hard to replace it. More the way we think about it is that we would love to like integrate Discord. So right now, Discord is just like fragmented from Farcaster and social and all these other things. And it's not very customizable itself. It's not really the best homepage for the community. But we don't want to necessarily, like if a community is on Discord, we don't want to try to replace that and have them migrate. We would rather just embed Discord in the platform, yeah. I think Discord is just a really good chat app, and it's actually really hard to build a really good chat app. Yeah, we do have live chat, but we don't have anything near as like sophisticated as what Discord has. And again, yeah, I think like there's so many awesome tools out there. Rather than try to compete with each one, what we're really interested in is how can we like aggregate all the best tools and make it customizable, because every community is unique and different. And some use Discord, some use Telegram, some just are on social. So we felt that like customizability and modularity was the only way to build community tooling that can work for every community. Because as probably a lot of you guys know, community tooling is really hard. And it's also hard to monetize. A lot of these communities don't have a lot of money to pay for this stuff. So it's part of why we're really interested in how can we make this not only free for communities, but ideally even help them generate revenue, so this can be a revenue positive thing for them. Any other questions? Awesome, thank you all so much.